Hey there everyone, I'm Neil. Just want to give a quick introductory or overview of my CubCrafters Carbon Cub FX-3 2021. Took delivery in August. There's been a couple questions lately, such as the cargo pod is the recent discussion, so I just wanted to do some video of that. But I want to show some other items on mine that might help others. And why I chose them based on my background. My background is A-10s in the Air Force, but also I was a combat search and rescue instructor. So you'll see how survival is important to always consider in any plane you fly. But you'll see some of the things that I've got loaded out in, and that might give you a little idea as to why. But I'm new to the backcountry stuff. I've been flying since I was 16. I think is when I started. So when it comes to backcountry stuff, go to the experts. I've been learning a lot over the last 2 years, watching a lot of YouTube, learning from the experts out west. But hopefully this introduction will give you a review of at least my plane and the options that I've got on board. So let's take a look. All right. First off, I had a hard time picking what color scheme I wanted, and then really like the simple and elegant option, like on the CubCrafters homepage with the X-Cub. Really like the white. The trim here, this is actually a carbon fiber accent, so all the vinyl has this accent. Pretty significant upcharge to get that, but so be it. Do it once and do it right. Live your dream. The checkerboard rudder, originally I didn't go with that. That was a last minute change, and I'm glad I did. But again, I just wanted the simple and elegant. And on that note, I believe there are different options for the checkerboarding. This is called the large and slanted, and again, it's the carbon fiber accent. But let's just take a look at the inside. I've got the Oregon Aero, which is very comfortable. Very pleased with the Oregon Aero seats. As far as the panel, I give credit for Trent Taylor T-squared. I call it the T-squared panel. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get some light on this. Some backlighting. But with my instrument background, I have no intention of flying IMC, but I do like to explore. Instruments is a challenging part of flying, and very informative or educational. Highly recommend it, just to learn more about the airspace system for those that don't have their instrument rating. But the placard on the bottom says flight and IMC prohibited is incorrect. So CubCrafters actually sent me a blank label there, which is also incorrect. Only the last sentence should be removed, so I haven't changed it yet. Not sure I will. But I got the Garmin G5 only because I intend to fly at night, and it'll give me the backup ADI. Got the GNC 355, which gives you the WASP GPS and a comm. Now I also got the GTR 20, a second comm, which I highly recommend, because coming across from Oregon to Virginia, I've had no less than 3 occasions where I was getting garbled reception and they couldn't hear me. I switched over to the GTR 20 or COM 2 and everything was great. So whether it's antenna position or one's just better than the other, I don't know. You'll see a mod for gear lights over on the bottom left of the G3X. So I paid for the custom wiring and get the additional breaker so I can have a taxi light, because obviously the leading edge wing lights point up when you're taxiing. Get the black face, USB and 12 volt panel. You can see I've got a Noco Genius battery tender. You can get off Amazon or somewhere, pretty cheap. It plugs right into the 12 volt and keeps everything, the battery maintained. My USB outlets are the combination C and A versus the traditional dual A's. It's a little higher power. Also up in the wing root, they're both plugged in, but it's also C and A. It's a little higher power, as I mentioned, and it's going to cost a little more, but so be it. You can see some of the cargo nets I've been experimenting with. I just put them on. They're all adhesive. And there's a bag from Tack Arrow. If you go to elite.tackarrow.com, you can find some nice accessories. Very expensive, but nice. And I also put one on the back of the seat here. Let me get some lighting so you can see, hopefully. But here's the main tack net. And you know, first aid kit, spares kit, tool kit, all kinds of stuff there. Again, from Tack Arrow. The pouch above comes with the from CubCrafters. You can see I've got a BRS, so you can see the red handles, and then up here on the upper right, I think they're in view, hard to see. And then initially I didn't get the Rosen sun visor. I was told if you wear a helmet, don't get that. Well, I think that was bad advice. Go ahead and get the Rosen sun visor. You're going to want it when the big yellow orb's in your face. I do wear a helmet. Some good stories from Tack Arrow and Jeremy on helmets and you know, turbulence, hitting head. I've also been advised by a friend to remove the forward headset hook because it can be a hazard to hitting your head. So I don't have that on anymore, and I really don't use it because I hang the helmet from the flap up there. What else? So there's a net behind there. Anyways, my helmet, I have my Air Force helmet, sent it off to flighthelmets.com. They modified it for the Bose A20, put the boom mic on it, so it's molded to my head, so it's very comfortable. So I'm very fortunate that I have that. Let's take a look at the cargo pod that people have been asking about. So let me get some good video for you. Very good fit and finish from Randy Appling. You know, prices have gone up everywhere, but I paid under $3 grand delivered for the pod. Kudos to CubCrafters and Zach. Said go ahead and send the pod to us, we'll put it on for you. So I had it sent, and they'll do everything after final build week and your airworthiness cert, and then they'll start putting things on and give you and they did the new weight and balance. So let's just get up close and personal on the pod. Super light. It hooks onto the rear gear lugs there, and then CubCrafters. This is an Adele clamp, but Randy had sent instructions to weld it on. The CubCrafters would not weld a bracket on, so they went with the Adele clamp option. But 4 little wing nuts, tons of storage, and like I said earlier, my survival background, you know, I plan to be able to spend the night somewhere, so I've got everything I have is backpacker, ultra lightweight stuff. That's a little chair, but I keep a tent, sleeping bag, MREs, and up in here, I forgot to show, there's a cooler, hard shell cooler, if you will, with a couple of bottles of water in there, so they would survive an impact. But anyways, back to the pod that people have been asking about. You can see inside, hopefully. Let me get the light for some backlighting. But you can see there are tie-down clamps in there, which are nice. So hopefully you can see in there okay. Tons of room, and I had this loaded full coming across the country because I had a lot of stuff that I had stowed out at Jeremy's hangar at Tack Arrow because I took my motorhome out west and for travels. But the nice thing about this pod is this rear cover folds down, so you can have extra long stuff, skis, fishing rods, or what have you, that can actually extend out the back, and you can anchor it, you know, strap it down from the inside. Want to show you, for anybody that's considering a BRS. All right, now I flew ejection seat aircraft all my adult life, so and in these days, in my opinion, you know, you can find videos of drone strikes of aircraft, and so yeah, you could have a tail taken out, wing taken out, and the drones can be pretty big. In fact, I was in a 757 going into LAX, and just off the left wing, we just missed a huge cinematographer type drone, about 3,000 AGL. So The BRS, yeah, it looks big, but it's not in the way, you know, it doesn't affect my storage at all. Tons of storage back here in the aft cargo. You can see toolkits. Now, I had already created a toolkit, and then I paid the very expensive price for the snap-on toolkit. Tack Arrow, again, elite.tackarrow.com. You can order that stuff. This is a shovel. So I just use that bag for some other stuff. There's the cleaning kit CubCrafters will give you with your plane. And then this is the rear tack net with anything. While I'm back here, I had mentioned the Trent that Jason Sneed. I watched one of his videos of this handy little lightweight saw. So Sven saw, comes in different lengths, but it's, you know, again, super light backpacking type of thing. But if you need to cut limbs, anything to create fires, this is a that's a little, I can't remember the name of it, super small. It's a hammock, but can't remember some of this stuff, but a lot of ultra lightweight backpacking stuff. So kill the light. So that's the BRS. Can't remember the exact weight, but the FX-3 needs tail weight anyway, so the CG is outstanding as configured. You can see the dual antenna is up for the dual comm. I assume that's the WASP GPS antenna, but I've got a little, I use the GoPros. I don't intend to be a, all right, video just cut off on me. New to the GoPros. But anyways, like I said, I don't tend to be a content creator, but I use them for training. It helps me to, you know, I have one on the G3X, so I can watch speeds, one out front, and then all right, some of the options, we'll talk about that. Right wing power, so you can have a your favorite video device, Insta360, GoPro, whatever. So it comes out where the jury struts are. This is in-flight cam. They have a mount, and I also use the in-flight cam, which goes from the rear. You can see the comm where you would the helmet microphone input, I'm sorry, speaker comes out, converts into a USB-C, which goes into the GoPro. Works very well, and also has the piggyback for another USB that you can use to charge while it's connected, but you will get some feedback in the audio. It's a grounding issue, supposedly, according to Patrick, who's outstanding to work with at in-flight cam. So it's best just to not have it charging if you want the clearest audio. So anyways, the right wing power is another option I chose. You can see the rear windows. I did not get the D, whatever you call it, shape window for the traditional Cub. I like the more modern, clear, more visibility type of look and feel. I went with the Alaskan Airframes T3 tail wheel assembly. Again, I'm no backcountry expert, but it's been outstanding to date. Same with the shocks. You know, I highly admire the guys out west doing a lot of the YouTube stuff, Flying Tigers, Dooley Vanyo, Trent Palmer, of course. And by the way, this is all your fault, Trent. You got me back in aviation, but good on you. Outstanding content. And of course, Kevin Quinn. But TK1 shocks, and I did work with Tony through an issue. Somebody that had inflated one did it improperly. Tony handled it, and the nice thing is it's so easy to replace these shocks inside the assembly without having to disconnect anything. Still have to take weight off wheels, but tremendous dampening. You know, I did fly on the competing product during the Tack Arrow FX-3 training for a week, so I did get to experience those. But these just, I mean, they just stick so good. The dampening in this system is just phenomenal. Outstanding design that I trust. But even with that, safety cables are cheap. CubCrafters did a great job, and CubCrafters put these on for me. I took them to CubCrafters, and they put them on after final build, after airworthiness cert. So it was built with the bungees. But these are the safety cables from TK1, and very clean. Doesn't look bad. I recently added the gear light That was a fun little project, but it took me a while to actually land on the light. I went with the Beringer wheels and brakes. A good friend of mine, Bob, multi-cub, carbon cub owner, big into Beringer. And that's the thing now. CubCrafters didn't exactly have it installed the Beringer way. It was the CubCrafters stainless steel brake lines, jury rigged to the Beringer setup, which is metric. So the fittings, there were a lot of fittings going on. So Tack Arrow fixed it up for me, put in the Beringer stainless steel brake lines and the proper fittings, jam nuts, whatever they're called. I believe CubCrafters is actually doing it this way now, from what I have seen when I went back in October. I had a little break between delivery. Anything else to really show here? Plane flies amazing. Love the engine. Constant speed prop stuff is new to me. Oh, best tugs. Expensive, but worth it. You know, yeah, you can push this thing around, but these 31-inch tires don't help the movement. So treat yourself to a best tug. And of course, those Padies, the entire family, super nice to work with. And so that whole thing worked out well. Anything else to see? And one tip for the best tugs that Mark Pady had actually put in a video: leave the light switch on all the time. That way you know when you have it powered off, because if it was powered on right now, the light would be on. So my light switch remains on, and it actually did it once. And you go to leave the hangar, turn the light out, and you notice there's a light on, and that'll get your attention. So I had quite a few mods, but oh, y'all, anyone that's seen any of my videos, you've probably seen this little $45 Amazon rear view auto light. See this little white? CubCrafters put that on for me at the 10-hour oil change. Super simple. It's it integrates in the G3X. All you need is one little converter to go from BNC to F-pin or whatever it is, and it just works. And what a safety item it is. Why not have an additional, you know, view? So when I'm taxiing, I've got the camera view on, and just gives me another cross check. Something I missed under the nose, maybe I looked away, maybe something blew or ran across, or when I was doing my tail wheel endorsement, I was like, you know, and you're cutting, you know, it's a grass runway with these little dome type of things, and you're like, all right, did I split between the domes? Am I in the right place? I got the bling for the tires, but the colored, you can get different colors. Obviously I went with white to go on the letters, and a couple things. You get Bruce's Custom Covers, I believe, makes these little cowl plugs. Got your pitot cover, and also have a cabin cover. But Chip and really it was Kathy helped me with that down at my dealer, SWT Aviation. So could not be happier with the plane. Flies wonderful. I'm still learning, believe me. All that stuff you see on YouTube is not as easy as it looks. So take your time with the training, and take your time before you do anything that you're seeing on a video, because those guys are proficient. So anyways, if you have any questions, you can message me Facebook, or comment on the YouTube video when I get this posted. But hopefully that gives you, like I said, when people were talking about asking questions about the which pod to get. I know CubCrafters sells a Luero pod. I think it's $6,600 now, last I checked. But it can be fuel or combo fuel cargo or all cargo. This one cost me under $3K, and it's just cargo. With the extended tanks that come standard on the FX-3, I don't need any more fuel. So I did a 4-hour leg, my last leg into my home drome here at KFCI. So that's it. If you have any questions, hopefully this video helps you out.